speaking of Saudi Arabia, of course, we are heading there this weekend. We're going back to the Jeddah Corniche circuit. It's a relatively new addition to the Formula One world calendar, but it is also a track that has made plenty of history in its short time on the calendar. Sophia, what are your main memories of Jeddah in Formula One?
I mean, some of it has just been the actual racing itself. It's so narrow, it's so fast. I believe it's either the third or fourth fastest track on the circuits as well. So just actual battling. I think one of the memories that comes to my mind was randomly because if you listen to like Formula reports, I talk about penalties about F2 and F3. Um, Alonso's penalty, 10-second penalty post race to 2023, dropping him, I believe, out of the podium to fourth and giving Russell the final podium. That's the one that kind of came up in my head when I first thought about racing in Jeddah. Um, I mean, the thing is, it's been a Red Bull dominated track the last 3 out of 4 races. Max has been done it twice. Obviously, we had a 1-2 for Red Bull. Don't think we're gonna get that this weekend, but just some of the close battling. Obviously, Ollie Behrman as well making his debut, finishing seventh in the points. Another cool one as well. He's 7 races, 5 times in points as well throughout his F1 career so far as well. So yeah, Alonso's 10-second penalty and Behrman's debut are probably the two that come straight to my mind when I think about Jeddah right now and the racing overall.
Yeah, and let's not talk about that Alonso penalty because something may or may not have happened that was a bit backhanded. But we'll skip straight past that. We'll not dwell on that. Of course, something that can't be ignored as well is the general tightness of this track. Like Sophia said, it's a very fast circuit. It's one of the fastest on the calendar. I think it's quite comfortably the fastest street circuit on the calendar as well. It's very tight in places. The walls very much do punish mistakes. I think Verstappen made a mistake years ago in qualifying here. It's not that uncommon to, really test the boundaries when it comes to that. It's like a bit like Monaco or Singapore. You make a mistake, you're in the barriers and you're in a world of hurt at that point. And we can't ignore the fact that we had a very dramatic title moment as well here in 2021 between Hamilton and Verstappen. We've got a very tight world championship right now in the drivers, the two McLaren boys, George Russell, Max Verstappen, all close to one another. Could we see some more drama this weekend, Owain?
I think quite possibly. It's a track that I think even despite what your car's doing, it rewards the drivers who can do the best with the machinery they have. It's a circuit that rewards having a good rhythm, making sure that you're putting the car exactly where it needs to be because you get offline and you very, very quickly end up either having to slow down if you're in qualifying or probably on the marbles and probably heading for some concrete if you're in anything else if you're if you're in the race. So it is a difficult track, and the speeds are so high that if something does let go or if you do tag a wall, it's not going to be a small one. You're probably going to end up, somewhere, probably in a pile of what used to be beautifully and meticulously crafted carbon fiber. It's one of those tracks where the best drivers get to shine, and even then, sometimes they don't exactly hold it together. Luckily for Max Verstappen, the walls have been moved back in the area where he tagged it on his what would look like was going to be an astoundingly good pole lap. Um, but the circuit bites, and I think that's what we for all of the issues that we have with maybe racing in Saudi Arabia, that's what we want is we want punishing difficult tracks that make the drivers have to use all of their talents um, and that's what separates the good drivers from the great drivers. So that's honestly, it's got to be one of the best parts about Jeddah. And it's honestly, you mentioned Ollie Behrman, getting points there on his debut with Ferrari owing to Carlos Sainz having his appendix out, but being able to do that even in a Ferrari. Even but on debut nonetheless is what got him a seat, and that's how it shows how good how good these guys can be.